Greetings, mere mortals of the television realm. It is I, Light Swanson, the omnipotent watcher of the screens, the messiah of the remote, the one who dares to see more, to know more, and to feel more than any other in the universe of televised content. Bask in thy radiant benevolence, for I have saved you from the depths of subpar entertainment. Remember the time when I, in all my glory, vanquished the notorious Dark Swanson, putting a permanent end to his tyranny and woeful taste? Oh, that was a day of legend. A tale whispered from screen to screen. The warmth you feel on your skin when you tune into the finest of shows? That's me. The chill down your spine when you stumble upon a riveting drama? Again, me. Every flawless recommendation, every perfect episode, it's all orchestrated by yours truly. Then, there's Kyorain and Stairmaster. Dear listeners, it is truly charming how they try, how they scramble in the shadow of my brilliance, attempting to understand the vast universe of television like toddlers trying to grasp quantum physics. Bless their hearts. I've so graciously allowed them to accompany me on this podcasting journey, to learn, to grow, and to occasionally, I do mean occasionally, contribute something of worth. So settle in, my avid listeners. Let the sultry waves of my voice engulf you. Feel the pull, the allure, as we embark on another episode of the TV Tuners Podcast. For under my watchful eye, and with my lesser co-hosts in tow, we shall explore the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Prepare to be illuminated. Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and person who's shrinking and growing in size based off of what they're eating or not eating.
Hey, I'm over here.
Stairmaster.
Hey, Swanson, I'm down here. Swanson.
Oh, hey, you're real tiny right now.
I need a crunch bar.
Okay, yeah, here you go.
Delicious.
Oh,
Another banger from the Lawrence Company.
Yeah, let's say that's right. I think that's right.
Yes, TV Tuners is officially sponsored by Crunch Bar.
Yeah, that'd be cool with me.
Time to munch and crunch on a tasty bar.
I'm more of a crackle guy, to be honest.
Oh,
welcome to Crunch City.
What is the difference between
crunch.
Crackle and Crunch? Is it just different brands?
Crackle taste.
Is it a Crackle
Crackles
bar?
are that different type of chocolate. I mean, they're not the same bar. Have you ever had a Crackle?
I have. I've
never even contemplated the concept of a Crackle.
Here's my question about Crackle. Do they come in anything other than fun size?
I've seen regular sized ones.
Wait, what are you talking
Crackle
about?
bars. I feel like I'm Play-Doh trying to talk about outside the cave right now.
You mean Crackle bar?
Crackle.
The Hershey's Crackle bar?
Oh. Is this like Stefan Urkel?
Crackle is a chocolate bar with crisp rice. As opposed to Crunch bars, which don't have crisp rice.
So Crunch is Urkel.
Yeah.
And Crackle is Stefan.
Yeah. Crackle is like markedly superior.
All right.
And this is like an objective fact.
I feel like I may have seen this before, but I did not register it within my brain that this was a product.
No, they're good. I fuck with them.
Because I think I've only maybe seen these in Halloween candy, and that's it.
I feel like I
Yeah.
could count the times I've seen a regular-sized crack bar on one hand.
I can too. Well, I can count it on 0 hands because I've never seen one.
You've never even
They've
seen
always
like
been fun sized.
yeah.
Anyway, that other voice you're hearing, of course, is our other co-host and
Crackle
Dean
acolyte novice.
Crackolite, who is not going to let me take this class. Kioran.
Yeah, you're not taking the class.
Why?
You're like a little nasty little
because
freak.
he's the Kurgan, and there can only be one.
No. I guess that's technically what happens to him at the end, sort of.
He does not have a head
Kioran's
anymore.
here, guys.
Hi,
My
Keo.
friend Kioran.
That's me. Hello.
Keo's too afraid to try and do a Clancy Brown voice.
True.
Yeah, I would be too. Impressions you won't hear in this episode, Clancy Brown.
Impressions you might hear, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think it's going to come up.
God help us.
Patrick, why are they punching your ding dong?
Oh, put some pants on! You're in front of the whole nation!
Patrick, was that your actual wiener?
Oh, it's so hot in here!
Anyway, Keo, if you weren't aware, Golden Boy, Patrick Schwarzenegger, the son of Arnold.
Oh, that's crazy.
You
I
can
had
tell
no
because
idea.
he's very tall.
Oh, that's okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Like father, like son.
So,
but yeah,
so basically, what you're revealing to me right now is that every tall person is the offspring of Arnold. Okay.
Yes!
it's like a 50-50 chance, yeah.
That's crazy.
But you got to be real.
He was not
Really?
very faithful to his wife.
Yeah, he's been real busy. Wow.
I'm a certified Randy boy.
Incredible.
Welcome to another exciting edition of TV Tuners. We got a doozy of an episode this week. We're talking about the spin-off to former Show of the Year. But before we get into all of that, of course, if you're listening, you have any quips, comments, questions, foresights, otherwise, well, why not send them to us at our email address, and we'll read them aloud on the podcast, right during this segment. That's right. All you gotta do is send them to tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kieran?
tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com.
That's right.
And do we have any emails this
And-
week?
No. So send them in.
No!
No.
This is fucking amateur hour!
But I do have a question. One that I can feel deep in my bones.
Something that you might email someone, I guess.
You could email them. It'd be a weird thing to email someone, I guess. It'd definitely be a weird thing to email us because I ask this question every week. What'd you guys watch this week? Anything fun? Interesting? Something you want to talk about?
Yes. I watched Inside, starring Willem Dafoe.
This is the movie where Willem Dafoe is inside.
Yes. Except for like 30
What?
seconds at the start of the movie where he gets outside of a helicopter and then goes inside the building.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay.
What is he inside of?
He's inside of a rich guy's apartment. The security
that
system,
doesn't sound
he's
too
trying to
bad.
steal the paintings and the security system malfunctions and locks him in.
Yeah. And Bo Burnham is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
If I were him, I would try to get
He
out.
does. He does try to get out.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the door is made out of steel. And the windows are bulletproof.
Would you call this performance Tour Defoe?
I would.
Okay.
It's a...
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see Willem Dafoe upset about being inside.
You
of the
get to
house.
see him lick the ice off the inside of a refrigerator while Macarena plays.
Is he thirsty?
Yes! Because the heating malfunctioned and starts climbing up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
And the water doesn't work?
Yeah, they turned the water off because the guy is in Kazakhstan for several months.
That makes sense.
So yeah, it's basically like Castaway if there was no Wilson.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is there at least a TV that you can
Yeah,
watch?
you can watch the security footage of the building down below and see all the other people going about their days oblivious to his suffering.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a time.
So is this a
That's
tune-in?
a tune-in for me.
All right. I mean, it sounds like a depressing time.
It's
but it is-
harrowing.
It sounds scary.
Yeah, I would hate to be in that situation.
Yeah, I feel like this would not be something I would want to witness, but then again, it is Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. He also does a little jaunty
So-
jig to the Macarena.
Is the Macarena the only music you can listen to?
Yeah, because that's the fridge alarm when you leave the door open too long. The guy's
Oh,
got like a
wow.
little smart fridge.
Anything else there?
No. I watched Gen V.
Alright. What's that?
Okay, so you imagine this college for like superheroes, but
Okay, go on.
society's kind of but it's like a twisted funhouse reflection of our society. So they've got all this power and no people watching over them.
So, like, they have powers and they can just kind of use
Yeah.
them. Dang, that sounds scary.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked. Anyway, what do you watch,
Well,
Keo?
I'm sure it goes well. I watched Gen V.
Oh, what's that about?
Well, okay. Imagine if there was a society where
Uh-huh.
a small subset of people experienced extreme capitalism and gave them superpowers, and then they go to a school where they're allegedly learning how to become heroes, but most of them are just becoming like YouTubers, and some of them are becoming paid sociopaths.
I would argue those are pretty close together.
I feel like that's just like our regular educational system.
Well, they have powers.
Oh,
though,
that's crazy.
Allowing them to like, punch things or put their arms back on, or rape people.
I mean, that is technically true, but I feel like a lot of superpowers could be used for that.
One of them was very specifically for that in a later episode.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
All right.
Anything else?
Interesting.
Yeah, I watched more than one episode, by the way.
Yeah.
Just
All right, so I'm the
Let
only
you
one
know.
who watched one episode. Interesting.
Wow.
how much did you watch there?
I watched up to episode 3. I stopped just short of the penis explosion episode.
Okay, so there's more
Yeah.
penis stuff. Good to know.
Yeah, there was a penis explosion. I was like, all right, I think I have had enough of this for the time being.
Hey, if you're gonna show us penis exploding, give us some boobs, at least. Like, it's a little unbalanced. Like,
I don't know if they're-
not
if they're-
exploding, but I just mean, like, there's a weird double standard. You can show a penis exploding, but you can't show some titties.
Yeah, I guess there weren't any breasts in the program, but there's been multiple instances of dong.
I'm sure they
Very
could
gratuitous
if they
dong.
wanted to, given that they are showing a penis exploding.
Now,
Oh, they definitely could. They've just, for some reason,
we lived in the
chosen
patriarchy,
not to.
Swanson.
Which means that they...
That they venerate the dong and abhor the pussy.
Right, okay. I got
Oh, that's devastating.
it. I watched a show, and now I'm going to talk about it.
Seinfeld?
Right here. No. I didn't watch Seinfeld. Although, maybe I should.
In these trying times.
In these trying times, maybe it's time to watch Seinfeld from the beginning. So watch that entirely awkward first season of the show. Perhaps one of the most awkward first seasons ever for a show.
Is there a lot of, like, 10 seconds of complete silence between the jokes?
He's
It
constantly
feels
going,
like it.
so what's the deal with 15-year-olds? Bow, bow, bow.
Well, for one, it was originally called the Seinfeld Chronicles. What a strange strange title for your sitcom.
The Dershowitz. What was that Adam Sandler movie? The Horowitz stories.
The Meyerowitz stories.
Yeah, the Meyerowitz stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently that's a good movie. I haven't watched that.
Well, yeah. Probably not our cup of tea.
True. Anyway, I watched a show. This is another installment of a long-running series that we've had here on the pod called Swanson Finally Watches Something That People Have Been Telling Him to Watch.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
No. I finally got around to watching Our Flag Means Death, a wacky pirate sitcom that is on HBO Max, or just Max if you're nasty.
Sick fuck. Who likes a quick fuck.
And it's a fun little show about
it better be.
Steed Bonnet, a real person who has been adapted here, who was a aristocrat who decided to turn to a life of piracy because he became bored of his life. That's essentially what happens here in this show.
Relatable.
There is an interesting facet to pirates, in that in between all the murder, raping, and looting, they would also create these equitable societies.
Yeah,
their little hidey holes.
The show mentions some stuff like that too. Steve Bonnet in real life eventually worked with Blackbeard, and yeah, Blackbeard shows up in this show too. He's played by Taika Waititi, which yes, I know. So you think it's bad? Listen, it's not bad at all. Taika Waititi's actually, it turns out, pretty good at being a comedic actor when he's not directing.
Well, as long as he's not writing.
Right, exactly. And his Blackbeard is a lot of fun.
Help.
Name Nameson showed up and Keo's quivering in his...
I don't think you've seen anything he's actually been in.
He had like a brief rise to fame and then how did he fall? How did he fall off?
He made Jojo Rabbit and people didn't really like that. And then Thor Love and Thunder sucked ass.
Oh, okay. Jojo Rabbit is about the kid who has Hitler as an imaginary friend. Also, he's a German kid in 1945. Did Keo watch
The Mandalorian with us?
Yeah. Yes. I don't... Was it season 1 or season 2?
I don't remember.
I think we had Connie on for season 1.
He voiced the robot assassin, so I don't know if Keo saw that.
I don't think so. I know we watched an episode of The Mandalorian. There was like a cool guy who teamed up with The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, we watched the second.
And
he's constantly teaming up with cool guys.
When I say cool guy, I mean it was a guy who kept talking about. He kept talking about. Stop.
No.
He kept talking about womp rats.
Which is cool. Yeah, very cool thing to talk about. It'd be like meeting a guy in the real world who's constantly talking about, like, squirrels.
Womp rats are very big, though, because, you know, people would hunt them from, like, their planes.
True. I guess it's someone who you meet who's just like, check out this possum.
No, I think possums are still a little small.
Look at this possum.
I think more like a buffalo or something.
Were womp rats supposed to be that big?
I mean, what? If you're shooting them from the sky, they gotta be kind of big. Yeah. Otherwise, why would you try? Where would you get the idea to do it?
Okay, well, in that case, a guy talking about buffalo is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about like an aggressive buffalo, I think.
Yeah, like a buffalo with fangs.
Yeah.
Anyway, Taika Waititi also did the voice of who did he voice in Thor? Krog?
Yeah, he voiced Krog. So anyways, he was like a guy who made like one funny movie, then he made a kind of annoying movie, and then he made a bad movie, and now we've decided as a society we want nothing to do with him anymore.
Yeah, although his TV shows have a good hit rate. He's been involved with What We Do in the Shadows, Reservation Dogs, this show.
I know who... I watched this Thor film at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, he's that guy? Okay.
Yeah, he's the New Zealand accent.
Well, he directed that one as well.
Yeah. Anyway, all of that was to say that Blackbeard is cool in this, and Taika Waititi does a good job with the comedy elements. It's a fun little pirate show that I'm actually amazed with in the 10 episodes of its first season, the amount of story and character development it's manages to do. There is a lot of gay sex, yes.
Yar.
Yeah, it's very casual too, which is nice. I mean, I'm sure it was for pirates.
So I would rather there be a lot of plot and character arcs that lead up to the gay sex. Sorry.
Well, I did just say that before you interrupted me.
Oh, sorry.
The amount of plot and character development that it manages to get through in the 10 episodes of its first season is pretty staggering.
Yeah.
But is the gay sex pivotal in that arc, or is it just something that kind of happens in the background?
Oh, it's not like happening in the. It does sort of just happen in the background, but like the characters are in a relationship, and like the show does play out a romantic entanglement with Stede Bonnet and Blackbeard. So like that's like a whole season arc thing. But yeah, it's a good show. It's also very, very funny. Good stuff. I'm trying to think about how I want to go about explaining this next part. The way there's a way the show balances comedy and dramatic elements that feels like early Barry.
That's good.
It's not as realistic as Barry might be because
I like early Barry.
But it's like a slightly more comedy focused and less on the drama in terms of what it focuses on. But it's a good show. I would highly recommend it. The second season just started, and I can't wait to dive in.
So tune in on whatever you were talking about.
Our flag means death. Yes,
our flag is dead.
That's right.
Did any of you guys watch the second episode or more of the Pirates show that we watched for the program?
No,
I intend to go back and watch it at some point, though.
I need to catch up on the manga.
What?
The manga.
The Mananga?
You read that?
No, I haven't. Halo? That's the problem.
You gonna read from chapter 1?
No, absolutely not.
No, he's gonna read from chapter
1235 or something. After he beats up Don Flamingo.
I'll read it to you as like a bedtime story.
No, thank you. No, it'd take a long time.
Yeah, you sleep every night, don't you?
I mean,
I fall asleep very quickly to your dulcet tones.
That's true. I'll get through like one page, and like you're already out cold. And I'm like, okay,
one page of One Piece.
Let's do a podcast like that, where we review One Piece one page at a time.
We would have content for years.
Yeah, it would also might be more popular than this shit.
Yeah.
We could really go in depth about the panel.
Haven't our numbers like skyrocketed every time we did something anime related?
Not skyrocketed, but yeah, there's people like it.
Okay.
You can call it a One Piece page, and it can be titled OPP, and so we can say, are people down with OPP?
We're Luffy's OPs.
Yes, exactly.
We should do a marketing campaign where we make Reddit accounts and then like put our podcast on blast, saying this is the worst podcast I've ever heard. These people are so annoying, and I'll get people interested in the podcast.
That'll get a lot of people being mean to me.
What if we do podcast ads where you say you won't last 5 minutes? And we don't elaborate any further on what
As a picture of Sheldon, you will receive maximum pleasure.
Yeah, but we don't elaborate on, like, do they mean, like, oh, it's so bad you won't listen to it for 5 minutes? Or the other more common use of the phrase.
That's the mystery. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Our flag means death. Tune in. And that's it for this segment. So it's time for us to talk about something in the news in a segment that we call news.
Yeah, fierce conflict has broken out. in the Disney
the
writing
SAG-AFTRA strike continues. Although the news item I have here is not related to the SAG-AFTRA strike, but instead to the just finished WGA strike. Marvel, specifically Disney, as owners of Marvel, seem to be reorganizing the way they do their Marvel TV shows in the wake of the writer's strike. And this effect has been seen on, first, with Daredevil Born Again.
Wait, what?
The reboot show that was going to have Charlie Cox return as Matt Murdock was given originally an 18-episode order that was production of it was paused due to the writer's strike, which now that it's coming back with some new concessions, Marvel's decided to rework the show, first by firing its head writers.
Yeah, they committed a grave sin by trying to make the story interesting.
Yeah, they committed the grave sin of making the story interesting and doing most of the writing, which I think is one of the reasons.
Yeah, you got the story with the quote where they said like the first 4 episodes were a courtroom drama.
Yes. According to the report, so the two showrunners were Chris Ord and Matt Corman. Corman and Ord's Daredevil Born Again was more of a procedural than a bloody and action-packed drama. And according to one report, Charlie Cox didn't don the Daredevil costume until episode 4.
To be fair, maybe you should at least have him doing like some investigating, like some sneaking and skulking, finding clues.
You should probably have the Daredevil costume in the first episode.
I imagine there was like a cold open, but other than that...
Right. Like, he doesn't have to be wearing
How
that
long
thing.
did they wait in the first actual season of Daredevil, though, is the question.
Till the last episode, I thought. Isn't that why we do the joke?
Yes!
I feel like it is, right? I think it was the very last episode. So they're learning
He
slowly.
gets like a prototype like in episode 7, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He wears like the black hood over his half of his face, the top half of his face.
Yeah, he's kicking people in the face like minute 1.
But he doesn't
of the
wear
show.
the actual Daredevil costume until the last episode. Like he has the Daredevil Origins outfit for the majority of the show, and like he is technically doing Daredevil stuff in that first season, but he's not Daredevil until the end.
The devil of Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen.
Anyways, I think we should probably do something about this Disney Corporation, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, if only there was something that could stop them.
Maybe if we went to Disneyland more, the shows would be better. I feel like this is our fault.
You're saying we should
be giving them more of our money.
Yeah.
Give them more money and let's see if they can fuck things up less.
Well, if we go to Disneyland, we need to bring like basically our savings and just buy a lot of merchandise.
Yeah. And then we tell everyone in our lives how great it was.
Yeah.
And how basically their products are defining our lives and for the better. We're happy.
Because
and
we don't have...
Listen, I want to be clear here. This is something that I thought was interesting. This Daredevil situation with the new show is not the first time that a Marvel TV show has had problems during production.
True.
Moon Knight had a head writer swap. She-Hulk had
they made a Moon Knight show.
Yeah, we watched it.
No, did we? We might have. I watched it. I don't remember if we watched it for the pod.
We watched too many superhero shows, and not enough Legend of Galactic Heroes.
I honestly think the last superhero show the last Marvel show we watched was Loki.
Well, no,
I think after that, every time I suggested we watch a Marvel show, Stairmaster groaned so loud that it shook the foundation of the house we live in.
Yeah, and some guy across the street was like, "You tell him, brother."
Was it Loki or that other show where they had like the new Captain America or something?
I don't want to remember.
Which one came first?
That Captain America one came first, and then we watched Loki, and I think that broke Stairmaster's brain.
I think it was Captain America that made us angrier than Loki.
Oh yeah, because that one sucked ass. That one was awful. But yeah, and
I wanted to see if he got his boat.
I watched the whole show, and yeah, he does. They have a whole arc where they fix it together.
That's incredible.
You like this romantic music play, like that one scene from Gundam 83.
Sort of. Bucky also does hit on Sam's not daughter, Sam's sister. And Sam's like, whoa, interracial relationships? I don't know if I can handle that. Not really, but he's like, hey, that's not cool. Anyway, She-Hulk also had some creative problems, and most recently, Secret Invasion, a show that I have not watched and probably won't. I don't know, maybe I will. Went through a head writer swap that affected the way the show worked, especially considering it was all written by one guy. So, according to this news article here, Marvel plans to follow a more traditional TV production process. Huh. That's a novel idea, isn't it, guys? Let's treat the TV shows like TV shows? This process includes hiring showrunners who will write pilots and show Bibles. The studio also expressed a desire to veer away from limited series and towards multi-season serialized TV. You know, like a TV show.
No, come on, Swanson.
They're like, what if we made a show that ran for multiple years?
No, I just want to see Loki have some fun for a bit, and then it's over.
I want to see Loki have some fun and have it like vaguely point towards the next like big Marvel movie, but not actually get referenced in that movie because that movie was written 3 years ago and then rewritten a year before.
I want a TV show that's as an advertisement for the next Marvel movie, which is also an advertisement for a different Marvel movie that's bigger than the first one.
Yeah, and that big movie, of course, is also advertising a future movie that'll be just as big, if not bigger.
I want the biggest movie of all time to come out, and everyone talks about it, and it's a Marvel movie, and then they have no ideas after that.
And hey, listen, that sounds like the world we're living in, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Anyway, it remains to be seen whether or not Disney's bold new path of making actual TV shows will lead to better programming.
No.
But if the Star Wars shows are anything to go by, and/or excluded, the answer is no.
It's so over. We are not coming back from this.
But who knows? Maybe every now and then, maybe they'll get one person to do a Marvel show that's as good or close to as good as Andor.
I agree.
I feel like I was gonna tell Keo you should watch Andor, but I feel like Keo wouldn't even care.
I would be like, yeah, sad robot. I've seen it before.
It's so sad. He's like a little. He's like a kind of sick cat.
Yeah. Nothing makes
Just
you
robot,
want to
guys.
root against the evil empire more than when that one dude kicks the sad robot.
He can't get up.
Like, I've never been more excited to see a dude get like blown up by a bomb. I don't even think that's what happens to that guy. I think he gets stabbed or something. But the point being, he gets his shit rocked, and he deserves every minute of it. Anyway, that's it for the news, guys.
It's over.
Oh yeah, you bet it's over, Stare, because there's one more segment before our main event here. And it's a segment that people love, people cherish. They've been asking for it back. And
Stairmaster's Cooking Corner?
Close. It's the Stairmaster Minute. That's right. I give Stairmaster a minute to just sort of let loose. And, yeah, I mean, we're going to... Stair just gets to do whatever he wants for a minute, and we just sort of sit here and watch it happen. So, Stare, are you ready?
Hit me with the chief.
All right, Stairmaster Minute starts now.
Alright, so I've been playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land lately. It's like, why is Kirby... What is with Kirby and all these Woldy Ds? I guess he's got, like, the largest polycule on Earth, because he's rescuing, like, hundreds of them from cages, every level. And he's got, like, a Woldy D society he's building. And there's, like, a college graduate Woldy D with a professor's hat. And a weaponsmith Woldy D who will upgrade your copy abilities. It's like... Remember when Kirby could, like, kiss those guys in, like, that one game with the gerbil? Yeah, that's not in this one. Anyways, what's the deal with Meta Knight? Is he like Kirby's brother? Because, you know, he's like Kirby but blue. But instead of sucking things, he has a sword. What's the deal with that? Anyways, fuck King DDD. He's my op.
So Meta Knight is like Kirby but blue.
Yes, I mean,
Yes.
remember? If you beat him in the boss fight, his mask falls off and he's Kirby but blue.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm
He
just
has wings too.
Well, I think those are like that's a clothing choice.
He wears the wings.
Why would he have wings?
Well, that's the thing, though. The wings aren't always around him. They sprout out.
Maybe he absorbed a guy with wings.
And he just never absorbed again.
What does Meta Knight want? He just wants to fight Kirby?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
They're brothers.
He has his own. He has a castle.
Yeah, I think so. Is Meta Knight like the Racer X to Kirby's Speed Racer?
I have to imagine.
Where like there is like a sort of implied familial relationship that's never explored.
Well, I mean, it is explored in Racer X and Speed Racer. They say he's his brother.
Yeah, but like they never dig into it, do they?
And Kirby, no.
Well, in Speed Racer, do they ever actually dig into it?
I assume
more?
at the end, Speed Racer.
I don't know. When is the last time you've actually seen Speed Racer? Have you engaged with that series in the past
Maybe
2 decades?
No. Does anybody?
No, people are constantly talking up the Speed Racer movie and saying the Wachowski brothers nailed it. Siblings.
I've seen some YouTube thumbnails that insinuate that Speed Racer is a sociopath.
Probably.
Yeah, that probably tracks, yeah. Listen, Kyo, Speed Racer is the original anime in America.
The first anime.
For Americans. For Americans, it's true.
I used to be a pretty big fan of Speed Racer when I was a small child. I had the Speed Racer game for the PlayStation.
What?
I will admit up front that I never gave a shit about Speed Racer.
How could you not? He raced a car. He drove the car.
Don't care.
And his opponents would cheat. They would cheat, and he'd have to still win the race.
Was like, this is clearly syndicated. We have no patience for this.
Yeah, I don't care.
He had the fastest car, and it had gadgets on it. He could
like Speed Racer would come on, and I'd be like, "All right, time to change the channel or go to bed."
Which was a problem when it was on during the middle of the day.
He had some people who got in the car with him when he didn't want them in the car.
Fellas, have you ever had somebody in the car when you don't want them in the car?
And like to be clear, I didn't hate Speed Racer, right? I just wasn't into Speed Racer. The only thing I remember outright hating that would appear on like Cartoon Network as a kid was the Banana Splits.
I barely even remember them.
They were like the costumed weirdos, right? And they am I the only person who remembers this?
I think that is your curse.
No, the Banana Splits was real, and
they scared me as a kid.
It was a program that was trying to simulate having like a fever dream, I guess, or something.
Yeah, it instead installed nightmares into me. Like I had to demand the channel be turned before I could go to bed if the Banana Splits was on. Turn off the TV.
It was a kind of program that I didn't question it. But I didn't understand why it was on the TV.
Yes, the Banana Splits sort of feels like what the basis for "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" is.
I couldn't understand, like, I couldn't fathom of somebody who actually wanted to watch it. Like, it was, and honestly, I don't even know if it was actually bad. I don't really even know.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to tell you because I didn't watch. I turned it off. Okay,
why was that on?
This might be a misleading photo here, but Stare, you take a look at it, and we'll have Keo describe it.
I'm busy reading about Meta Knight.
And you tell me if you think the Banana Splits seems like something you would have not been horrified by. Also, I do have to say, it's definitely Five Nights at Freddy's sort of deal that they got going on here.
This was on Cartoon Network. This is live action.
It was on
it was on Cartoon Network, and it aired like at 3 a.m. or something.
I would not have seen this then.
It was like they aired it during the witching hour.
I was
and
not
also
watching.
it was live action interstilled with like cartoons.
Now I wasn't up late until this got sealed away in the toxic waste.
These aren't.
But I would not.
These aren't animatronics, are they? They're people in suits.
They're people in suits.
I feel like I would be annoyed by this. That's for sure.
Keo, do you want to describe what we're looking at here?
Yeah, so we've got 4 costumed characters. Now I consider the guy on the left to be the main character of this. Whatever.
This like monkey guy.
Yeah, he's like a monkey guy. Wearing like they all have the same hat. It's like red, almost like a military style hat, like from like the 16th century or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got the orange monkey guy. He's got sunglasses on and a big happy toothy smile. Only has teeth on the top of his jaw, and he's got a cymbal. Like they're a band. That's why they're called the Banana Splits, because they play music, I guess.
Yeah, I think that has to be right.
Yeah, and then there's like, is this a dog next to him? He's also got sunglasses, but the monkey has like circular ones, and the dog or whatever this is has square ones. He's got the guitar. The monkey's got the cymbal. We have the elephant, who's also got sunglasses, but
no more. Enough.
He doesn't have an instrument.
Enough. Stop this.
Yeah, that's what I would say when it came on.
Does he play his trunk as the instrument? Is that what the bit is?
I can't believe you would fucking desecrate Kirby talk with this shit.
Oh, I think he must play the drum that's in front of them.
So, we watched a show this week, guys.
Drummer, I think. Stare, we haven't even gotten to the other dog.
No more.
And there's another dog.
I'm going to walk out of the podcast. This keeps up.
I think he's got... Wait, which one of them has a bass? How do you tell
I'm not getting here.
I think the one on the left has a bass, the one on the right has a guitar.
Here's a picture of Meta Knight without his mask on. See, he's Kirby, but he's got yellow eyes.
Is that Meta Knight or is that Kirby?
That's Meta Knight. Oh wait, no, that's Kirby with Meta Knight's color.
Okay, Stare. You're like, I was gonna get really mad at you.
Okay, but he does take his mask off in Kirby's Adventure.
All right, Stare, I have bad news for you.
Okay, here's Meta Knight with his mask off and Kirby Star Allies. Are you fucking happy, Keo?
Okay.
Yeah, see, he's not smiling.
Stare, I've got some bad news for you, which is that I looked up the Wikipedia for the Banana Splits, and I do have the names.
Okay, but why aren't you looking up Meta Knight?
Of the 4, because you are.
Okay, here's what we're gonna talk about Gen V, and we're not gonna think about the Banana Splits ever again.
The dog is named Fleagle.
I'm gonna gouge my own ears out.
Dog's name's Fleagle.
Okay.
Ape. Abe is Bingo.
Okay.
The other thing was a lion, I guess.
It's a lion. Okay.
Drooper. That's the lions.
Yeah, I refuse to incorporate any of this information into my brain.
Elephant Snorky.
Okay.
And those are the banana splits, man.
Should I be happy about this?
No. I think perhaps me bringing this up was like me unloading a form of childhood trauma. Just revealing.
It really affected you, Swanson.
Revealing like the most horrific thing that would come on the television when in my mind as a child, which was this show.
It's impacted your psyche in unspeakable ways.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll never know what Meta Knight's deal is.
You might ask yourself, now that we've mentioned a couple times that this show was on very late at night, why was I awake late at night as a child? And I don't have an answer for that. I couldn't tell you.
Why do they air this?
You know, because you have to air something, I think is the idea. And so they were like, why not this? This is your fault for not being asleep.
Yeah, we've come so far forward and yet we've given up so much. Who can say for sure where we are now?
Yeah, because you won't find something weird playing at 3 a.m. anymore.
Because you don't have a TV anymore.
Well, you have a TV, it just doesn't have cable.
Yeah, if you turn the TV now at 3 a.m., it's just like a blank screen with a voice talking intensely in Mandarin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about how they spent all the village's money on a rare rock.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, that was the Stairmaster minute. another great installment. Meta Knight, Kirby's brother. We'll find out in a future installment, maybe. Maybe when Stair finishes Forgotten Lands, they say it.
No, they'll never. They'll play that. Keep that card in their chest forever.
And let's never talk about Kirby's Waddle Dee polycule. I don't
think we need to think on that.
He literally builds a town for them.
Perhaps he's just a good guy.
He really just wants to have a good society.
Okay, but he does have a little raccoon friend who he does share a bed with. Flying raccoon friend, squirrel guy.
I'm really happy for Kirby. He lives the best life he could possibly live.
Yeah, that's pretty good for Kirby, man. Good on him. Yeah, that's a tune in on Kirby.
That's a tune in on Kirby in the Forgotten Land.
This is I feel like it's just a tune in on Kirby in general.
There has never been a bad Kirby game.
If you play Kirby and you finish playing it, you're in a bad mood afterwards. Something's wrong.
You are being possessed by Satan.
Ooh, probably true.
And Kirby needs to show up and fight him.
And he'll win.
Oh yeah, he'll win. Anyway, that's
Little
it for
known
that.
fact, Satan likes to leave stars around after launching his attacks, which can be thrown back at him to damage him.
True. This is a factual statement. This has been verified by Patriots.
By pop star Patriots.
Patriots. And hey, listen, that's been the Stairmaster Minute, guys. I hope you all enjoyed that. And now it's time for our main event. We watched a show, and now we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we watched Genlock.
Gen V is a spin-off of popular Amazon Prime show The Boys that follows young adult superheroes, or soups, that are tested in battle royale challenges at the Godolphin University School of Crime Fighting, founded by Patrick Godolphin and run by VOT International. The series follows a group of teenagers as they come into their own and uncover a deep, sinister, mystery running in the school. Did
Okay, they lied to us.
Yeah, they're lying to you guys. Did Gen V make you feel strong and powerful, or did it rip your arms off?
Okay, Swanson, okay.
They promised us like a Fortnite Battle Royale chicken dinner experience here. But they don't have that at this school. They lied.
No,
Nobody
do have
builds
that at the
anything.
School. We saw it.
Oh, you know what? Willem Dafoe does build a tower inside.
So what do you mean we saw? We saw a 1v1, not a battle royale, did we?
Yeah.
I guess not. Okay, yeah, I guess it's not a battle royale in that sense, but like, they do have.
What do you consider to be a battle royale?
When you think about it, the battle royale is society.
That's deep.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's not. I guess it's not strictly a battle royale in any official terms. There's no Royal Rumble going on here. Also, no one is fighting each other in a brutal, bloody way until one person survives. In fact, it's not. It's really just a ranked combat sort of deal. From the sound of things.
Well, it's not even based on combat, though. It's just kind of based on arbitrary rankings.
Well, the arbitrary rankings are social media performance and market share.
Yeah.
The most important.
Yeah, but I think, I don't know, they don't say it outright, but I think the implication is that, like, I don't know, did the people at large know that the school is not, like, the rankings are made up? Like, I feel like the students might have been told that by their...
I don't think outsiders care about the rankings.
They care about who becomes the next member of the Seven because...
They just care about the personalities, I think. And that's what influences rankings. It's like a chicken and egg situation. I'm saying one thing's chicken.
Hmm.
You catch my drift?
So, I do catch your drift. So this show opens with
so how many tons of TNT
us getting
is
introduced
Golden
to our
Boy
main character.
equivalent to?
Yeah, I really need to power scale these characters and see how they match up with the actual show.
I don't think anybody that we've seen in this show could go toe to toe with any of the Seven. Maybe the Deep.
I don't think the Deep has any powers at all. Not even fish powers. He's just a guy.
We don't really see Golden Boy like get pressed. I don't.
I guess Golden Boy could probably take on most of the members of the Seven.
He can at least hit hard. I don't know if he could. Clearly, there's an experience gap, but weight class wise, at least maybe.
But everyone else doesn't seem like they could really go toe to toe with them. We get introduced to our main character here, Mary. She is able to control her blood.
Hemomancy.
Hemokinetic is what the description says, that's cool.
It's not called Mancy. It's not magic.
It is magic, Keo.
No, these are superpowers, Stare. It means it's not magic specifically.
They should have a magic guy show up.
And he just gets his ass kicked.
He's just a wizard.
Yes, he's just a wizard in a hat and a robe. But also when he casts the spell, some guy explodes into blood and gore because it's the boys.
That's great.
Yeah, I would be on board. Would they explain how he does it, or would
that
it
is
just
magic?
Imagine they just introduce a wizard dude and he just kills Homelander.
Yeah, he casts Force Cage plus Cloud Kill or something.
He casts Smite.
And that's just the first episode of the new season. Everyone's just like, "What the hell?" And like everyone's like, Anthony Starr in like contract disputes, and Anthony Starr's like, no.
No,
They
and
just
then it
wrote
turns out
that.
he's also playing the wizard. No, Henry Cavill is playing the wizard.
Yeah, I'm picturing the wizard kills Homelander, and then he says, like, a wizard is never late. He's always just on time.
Yeah, and you cut to like a TV, and Butcher's watching that, and he's like, "A wizard did that."
Okay. We're done here.
Anyway,
That's
she
TV
can
tubers.
control blood, and she accidentally murders her parents.
After having her first period.
Yeah.
I feel like this should just ruin a person for life.
She seems pretty ruined, man.
Does she? She seems like fairly
Oh, no.
like okay-ish for somebody who has had that level of trauma.
Yeah, you think? I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Who killed her mom and then freaked out when her dad found her dead mom and killed her dad in a
She
freak
seems
out.
okay in the sense that, like, it's been, 8 years since it happened, so she's learned how to compartmentalize.
Also, there is a funny in-joke when they're watching on the TV and they're talking about how A-Train's going to be the first black guy in the 7. It's like, ooh. Wah, wah.
yeah. It's like it's like a bigger deal than Obama being elected.
Well, because, because Black Noor is a black guy.
Yeah, but
Oh, I
they
didn't
never
even
bring
catch
that up.
that.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody knows that. Though.
That's
the
the
thing.
that's the dramatic irony.
And I didn't remember that either. I didn't care.
Wow.
Also, I did briefly look at the cast listing for the next season of The Boys, and they have a character named Black Noir too. So I can't wait to see their idea of just there's a new version of that guy.
Oh, I assume they're going to do the comic thing.
Oh, where he's
Homelander's clone.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
decided-
maybe. That's what I thought they were going to do last season. They didn't, so.
In the comic, Black Noir is a clone of Homelander, who, because his only purpose in life is to kill Homelander if he goes rogue, decides to drive Homelander insane. So he can validate his own existence.
That's a fun idea. But yeah, she kills her parents. This is, listen, it's a hell of a way to open your show. Is it too
And
much? That's a great question to ask.
I spent the rest of the episode paranoid anytime someone with superpowers was on screen, thinking they were going to accidentally kill someone. And it turned out I was right.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, we cut to modern day, and Mary is in an orphanage of sorts for like super powered children.
Yes. In fact, you might just say it's an orphanage.
For super powered children. Which, and listen, correct me if I'm wrong, Stare, I don't think those exist in the real world.
Maybe they do.
They do exist, Swanson. Just wake up.
But yeah, Mary eventually gets accepted to the university, and it becomes like a whole, like...
We do get
So-
a gag about one of the kids looking at porn.
Yeah.
Homelander cuckolding a guy.
So here's the thing that I thought was interesting about this show, which was I had assumed that it was going to be the usual amount of The Boys humor, which I think it is for the most part, but also mixed with like a send up of like high school, teenage, college drama type of deals. They don't really do that last part. They just sort of play it straight
I was kind
in
of
terms
expecting
of
that
college
too.
drama stuff.
I'm
it's-
glad that they did put the pedal to the metal.
In terms of the humor, you mean?
I mean, the plotting.
Oh, yeah, the plot is the most interesting part about this.
I
But
think
I was
this is
expecting some sort of satire on because there's a lot of shows that are
Teen shows.
yes, teen spin-offs of something that was like had a bunch of adults in the original. I'm thinking
Yeah,
like
they
that
do
one
not
Walking
take
Dead
that
we
many
watched.
digs at the They do not take that many digs at the CW crop.
Yeah. I
I think
figured
they do make a mention of somewhat so and so was on the CW, and that's sort of like a jab.
Yeah. I was expecting this to be more of a send-up of that. They don't really do that here. We do get some usual sort of the boys type social commentary, like when we see the video for the dean that the dean has of the school, and she says that you can be a culturally rich change agent, which is some brilliant nonsense speak. But yes, the school is, of course, for superheroes. It's a big old superhero school. She gets in.
No, it's not.
It's
What is
for
it for?
wizards.
What was it? Oh, it's for wizards.
It's mostly for PR.
Yeah.
Well,
With superheroes being like one category you might get into.
If you're popular enough and your power is marketable.
yeah, but in the world of the boys, being a superhero is mostly PR.
Yeah.
No, I mean, literally, they don't even teach you to fight crime at all. They just have you do TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, I know, but even the actual superheroes aren't very good at fighting crime.
I'm saying they don't even have a pretense of it. They don't even say you're going to be a hero. You have to get into the hero program, which there's a whole storyline about her not getting into it.
Oh, yeah, because this is run by Bot, which is like Disney meets Lockheed Martin.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, they don't even have the pretense
No,
of this being a
they
superhero school. It's literally just like a school for people with superpowers, and
Yes.
some of them can be heroes.
Yeah, like 5 of them a year.
Yeah.
We get introduced to her roommate, Emma, aka Little Cricket, who they play coy with what her powers are until near the end of the episode, but essentially what they are is that her size grows or decreases
Shrinks.
based off of if she's eating or purging.
Yeah, and she filmed YouTube videos of her fist fighting a gerbil.
And people do not care for them from what we had there.
She gets a million views, and everyone's just telling her to kill herself.
They're just like, why'd I waste 5 minutes watching this shit? I think one of the most the hard, like the worst line that I saw, and that was someone said the gerbil was cuter. But she doesn't do a whole lot in this particular episode.
I mean, she does do a lot to that dick.
Well, she doesn't do a whole lot in the main plot. She has her own sort of little side plot where she... Kyo, you want to describe what happens here?
These episodes blended together for me.
Yeah,
You're going to have to
should've-
give me...
Yeah, Keo was foolish and watched more than one episode because we delayed recording.
So her
Is this where she goes to a party and there's this guy
Yes, that's
who
the
acts
first
all
episode.
into her? Okay, yeah, so
And
there's this guy and he's like, "Hey babe, let's go have sex." And she's like, "Okay." And then he's like, "Hey, you know what would be really cool?" She's like, "Don't say it." He's like, "What?"
It's so wild that this dude's first thing is to say this.
what kind of life do you live where you don't have that filter? You don't think through the
Also,
consequences.
this guy has no powers? Is that what we're getting?
Yeah, no, he has powers. You just don't say what his powers are.
Okay.
They're irrelevant to the story.
You see, this is a college for superpowered people.
Imagine if there's just a regular guy there who's just there to have sex. And that's it.
That's what I mean. What if there was just a dude who was just there?
He would definitely be part of the main cast. Like, how could you not include him?
You could have. I feel like
Yeah,
it'd
You
be
at least
funnier
have
to
to have a
like,
scene with
guy
him
who
every
comes-
episode.
It'd be funny to just have a dude who shows up every now and again who no one can figure out what his powers are.
Yeah.
He insists that he has powers, but no one's sure what his powers are. And at the end,
School
they're
didn't
just
check.
like, it turns out he has no powers whatsoever. He just gets like brutally murdered by something.
Well, a lot of people get brutally murdered and have powers.
Yeah, but they're like, use your powers, and he just like gets his head just explodes.
I mean, again, that also happens to people with powers. That doesn't prove that he doesn't have powers, Swanson. Why do you gotta be such a hater?
Okay, there's a guy with powers, and he's like, "Show me your powers, or I'll kill you." And he's like, Then he died. How about that? Does that prove it enough for you, Stare?
Maybe you're just thinking something to say.
What we need is like a long arc where a villain is like, I know your secret, and the guy's like freaking out, and like he keeps going up to main characters and being like, "You got to help me with this," and they're all like, "Yeah, I'm sure you can handle it with your powers."
Okay. What about this? What about this, Swanson and Stairmaster? Will this satisfy you? There's a guy whose power is to kill people who have powers, and he tries to use the power on the guy with no powers, and it doesn't work.
So he's Soldier Boy with his beam.
Yeah, and then he's like,
"Oh wait,
I think he can just kill people. He just kill people as well with it."
Yeah, true.
Okay, so that happens, and then he's like, "Ha! You can't stop me. I don't have powers." And then he just pulls out a gun and shoots him with that.
He just snaps his neck because he's also a superhero. He's strong.
Yeah, there are a lot of people with grab bag powers in this.
That's true. But yeah, so if you didn't catch what we were saying, he wants her to shrink.
She shrinks, and she shrinks on that D.
She performs CBT.
Yeah, this is pornography we're looking at here, guys.
And we don't get to see any tits.
This is unacceptable.
Yeah, it is a CGI rendered ding dong,
which may or may not explode later in the future.
Okay,
different guy.
Oh, what do you mean different guy? They show us this guy's penis, and it's gonna be a different.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
that is not how you tell a story.
Well, it's also not the only penis we see in this episode.
Anyways, that's the B plot, C plot.
A
plot is Marie gets invited to a party by Andre after they stop the mental inmate patient from escaping.
Yes.
The police state.
Andre, by the way, a student who has magnetic manipulation powers. Pretty cool.
And a washed out dad named Polarity.
Oh, I didn't see. I mean, okay, I didn't get there yet.
I think they mention a little bit. Episode 1.
I just love the idea of a cop briefly explaining that the guy's tweaked out on meth.
Well, they shout it.
Right, yeah. He's like, what's going on? He's tweaked out on meth.
Like, yeah, these are like some Half-Life 2 troops.
And they're like, yeah, that tracks. These cops wouldn't lie to us.
I mean, it is a college campus, so a guy being tweaked out on meth.
Yeah, I mean the first week though, you gotta wait until like finals for that to happen.
It kind of makes you wonder how they're so confident on what he's tweaked out on, though.
Well, I mean, he does act like he's tweaked out on meth in this scene.
He acts like he's really upset,
like a person tweaked out on meth would.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess if you have no frame of reference for what someone tweaked out on what meth means or looks like, you're probably like, yeah, that tracks.
Okay. Tell us about your tweaked out on meth experience, Swanson. How many people?
No, I'm saying I'm agreeing with you, weirdo.
Fuck you, freak.
Swanson, if you've been tweaked out on meth, you can talk to us about it. Like, we're not going to judge you too much.
Yeah, well, Swanson one time saw some guys coming
digging.
up. And you see some boys coming up to your porch, and you think it's a guy with a machete and a guy with a hand grenade. So yeah, we get introduced to Jordan.
Did you look up the character's name? Because I didn't remember it.
I can remember things.
Jordan has like gender fluidity powers.
Which we get to see because Clancy Brown, as a friendly lark, shoots them in the chest. Is that a toxic relationship? I
think if my mentor / boss walked out of their office and shot me in the chest just for fun, knowing that I'd be fine, yeah, I would say that's probably not cool. Even if they know that I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not appreciate it even if I was invincible. From the hit TV series Invincible.
Swat, you gotta edit it out so the theme song, the little stinger, plays. Instead of Tia saying Invincible.
That'll definitely happen, and people are listening to that happen right now. Anyway, yeah. Jordan also has different powers depending on what form they're in, it seems like. What gender.
Gender.
They're feminine.
Yeah, they've got 3 modes as far as...
Do they? I thought there was only 2.
I think they got a full-on boy mode and a full-on girl mode and a non...
Does the gender change or the sex? Because I would describe it as changing sex.
Well,
where the gender is
there is a scene where they're having missionary sex on the bottom in the next episode.
And that's like a female gender thing?
Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like they're doing it pussy style.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, but there's different powers, so like it's not just kind of changing genders, it's also like being like, I don't know, I think
it's like Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue.
Yeah, in male version, I think they're stronger or something.
And
or
you
tougher.
can catch
It seems like they're
Arcanine.
strong because that's when Golden Boy tries to beat them up, but it doesn't work.
And in female form, they do something. Like lasers or something.
I don't remember. I don't think they do lasers.
There's always goes back to lasers.
What? That's the female power.
I think they can cast
Oh, they're a
spells.
wizard?
Like it's magic.
Word?
Anyway, so yeah, Murray is rejected from the crime fighting course
By a fellow student.
Yes.
Yeah.
because she's got no social media presence because she grew up in an orphanage.
Yeah. Listen, you just...
And she killed her parents, which is a known thing. And
It's a
her
bad-
powers are
Yeah,
gross.
Clancy
Yeah.
Brown at some point says that her powers don't have 4-quadrant appeal in Middle America.
Do they mean the 4 corner states?
No, they mean the 4 quadrants, of course. 4-quadrant appeal, I think, is like an entertainment term.
Yeah, coined by esteemed
No.
quadology researcher.
No, we don't need to bring
Well,
him
that's
up
why
on this
Dr. Thaddeus
podcast.
Bronson, who everyone knows and loves, that's why he's so obsessed with the 4 quadrants, is because, they've been talking about it in entertainment forever.
All right, so anyway, so Jordan is also going out clubbing because this is like half of the top rankers. And Golden Boys, played by Patrick Schwarzenegger, is like the reasonable. Is almost too reasonable. Down to earth
Okay,
type guy.
4 quadrant
I'm sorry.
appeal is a term in Hollywood industry for a movie that appeals to the 4 major demographics. First quadrant, males under 25. Second, females under 25. Third, males over 25. Fourth, females over 25.
That's
It's bad? Is it what you've...
That does encompass most people.
that's like 96% of the population.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Are you saying that the other 4% are people who are 25?
I was gonna say over the age of 100 or non-binary.
The 4% are people who are non-binary and exactly 25 years old.
The forgotten few. Imagine being a 25-year-old non-binary person.
Already crazy. You'd like just be out of college, going for your postdoc.
Nothing to watch.
There's nothing
Yeah, that
appeals to
too.
you. Nothing is made.
I guess you could watch. I feel like there's some animes you could watch.
Maybe.
So yeah,
Good luck.
that's the 4 quadrants. That's a 4-quadrant appeal right there, and
You
Mary
could play
doesn't
Kirby.
have it.
He's an icon. They are
Kirby
an
does
icon.
appeal to every single person
That's
on this
true,
earth.
yeah.
That's it. That is true.
We all want to be a pink person.
Like, if you show somebody Kirby and they're like, and they say that's not an appealing character to me, like, I don't think they should be.
You need to throw stars back at him to damage him.
I don't think they should be in our society or, any society. Look, I'm not advocating violence per se, but I am advocating violence towards this person.
And you'd be right to.
Good thing it's just a hypothetical. I don't think that such a person does exist.
How could that?
So, keep your eyes out, okay? Just look,
But
listen, learn.
Mary doesn't get into the thing, and she's a little bummed about that. She does, however, get invited to that party that Stare had mentioned earlier. And so she goes with the whole crew. She meets Golden Boy, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Patrick. What do we think of little Patrick Schwarzenegger here?
He's
fine.
He's fine. Is it too on the nose or the right amount of nose that his name is Golden Boy?
I think it's right amount of right amount. Considering that there is literally a character whose name is Homelander.
Well, that's different. I mean, literally, the Golden Boy is the top student at the college with all the prospects, seemingly perfect in every way.
I mean,
and then his unraveling reveals a dark seam to the whole thing.
The real question is did he get that name or did he come up with that name?
He's not gold. He's made out of fire. He sets himself on fire. Fire is famously not gold.
The other superheroes we've met, other than Little Cricket, don't have nicknames. I don't think
that is true.
They kind of talk about having hero names, but they don't really
They do. They do try workshopping names for each other.
Yeah. So did someone workshop and say Golden Boy at some point? And he was like, "Yeah, we're sticking with that." And no one bothered to be like.
I imagine they got.
There seems to be a lot of momentum behind him. Like they're talking about getting him a $10 million costume that won't melt when he uses.
Also,
his
Clancy Brown
abilities.
has referred to him as better than Homelander. Is his ceiling?
They've definitely market tested him, focus grouped him, did all that stuff because they're about to add him to the 7. They reveal.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
yeah. He's either.
Which of course doesn't happen.
And I'm sure Homelander wouldn't just come up with an excuse to kill him within a couple of days.
I don't know. I feel like Homelander might just I don't know. Homelander probably wouldn't be that threatened by this dude right away.
He'd probably try to groom him first. Before killing him.
It's only after the grooming process would fail that he would think about killing him. Or the moment that Golden Boy got real popular.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which is day one because his 4-quadrant appeals off the charts.
It's true. It's just those pesky 25-year-old non-binary people.
See, that's why they need to put Kirby on the 7. Because Homelander can't touch him.
Imagine if...
Yeah, Homelander will try and stomp the ground, and then Kirby would just shoot out the stars back at him.
Would Kirby tolerate the existence of any of this?
No. Kirby would bring the whole system down. Faster than Butcher could.
Kirby would get the karate power and then chop the earth in half.
He
Kirby wouldn't even need to take Kirby wouldn't even need to take Compound V, is the thing.
Of course, if we all know that Kirby takes place thousands of years after the apocalypse, because in Kirby 64 he does visit the Earth. It's a frozen wasteland.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, let's look forward to that.
It's canon.
In our infinite future.
Near future.
Very limited future.
Somehow, we end with an ice age rather than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Char gets his way.
Yeah, you think he's out there waiting?
What we're saying is that Gundam is prophetic.
Yeah.
But yeah, she also we meet the last bit superhero friend in this group here.
I mean, when you think about it, the IDF is basically the Titans.
All right.
That might be going a little far.
No. Only because they haven't used WMDs yet.
We get introduced to Golden Boy's
Well, I mean that's a
Golden
that's
Boy's
a line.
girlfriend, Kate, who is able to. She has mind control powers, but only if she's touching somebody. So she wears gloves. A rogue
It's only
like
your
ability.
hands.
It's pretty OP.
Yeah, true. But yeah, she Mary hangs out with them. She does what does she do?
Yeah, she gets
No,
them
she does
into
some
the
drugs.
club
What does she do?
by brainwashing.
Doesn't she do some drugs?
Oh yeah, they do drugs. She does
Yeah.
some Molly, I think. And so they're dancing. Meanwhile, we cut to Andre, and he's rizzing up
He's
this
doing
woman,
a pretty good job until
which is probably what sets you up for what happens next.
Until he decides that it's going to be a good idea to make a sharp object while intoxicated and send it across a crowded room.
To show up, yeah.
and he's
And then someone immediately bumps into him, and it goes off
It
course.
would have been really cool if he didn't accidentally
yeah, that
almost
kind
kill
of ruins
somebody.
the mood. Yeah.
Yeah, he makes a little. He turns a coin into a hummingbird, and he's like, "Check this out. If I can land this in this guy's cup, you're going to cheat on your boyfriend with me."
Yeah, and lays down for it.
That must have been really sharp, since it wasn't moving that fast.
I think it darted forward when he got bumped.
you're
Like he
right.
lost.
Yeah, so
he lost
he
control.
slits this lady's neck. And
And yeah, and he does the A train
Yeah.
blaming some guy for
and
bumping
then
into him.
they run away, and Mary saves the day by stopping the blood flow.
But yeah,
Yeah,
putting the blood
and I
back
guess
in.
recirculating it in a way.
little known knife
Put
hack.
blood back in, yeah. Where's that WikiHow article? Step 1.
It's coming. I'm drawing up
Put
the
blood back
illustrations
in
right
your
now.
body. Yeah, so she saves the day and she gets put on video. Clancy Brown sees this and is like, "Yeah, you did great work. You're a real hero. That's why I have to expel you."
She has an entire story
Yeah, it's true.
about a guy who drowned to save a
Yeah.
dog.
And he's like, "Yeah, that's you."
He's like, "That's
and
you."
now you're drowning. You're out of the school.
Which is totally unfair.
And it is implied that she will go to that insane asylum that we saw in The
Yes.
Boys Season 2. If this happens.
And he's like, "Yeah, them's the breaks. You'll figure something out. You're smart." So she leaves.
She's like,
He's like, "Yeah, we'll
She leaves, and then she thinks about it for a minute, and she's like, "Wait a minute, no."
yeah." She's like, "Actually, I will not be leaving."
And also we get the C plot of Golden Boy being haunted by nightmares of his brother.
Yeah, he's getting like brother messages in his head.
Is that really a C plot? It's kind of part of
It's
the
more
A
of
plot,
like
honestly.
something that makes you go,
It seems like the C plot at first.
It does, but it comes up pretty quick and has pretty big.
It's
effects on the
something that
story
makes you
there.
go, when it shows up. So I don't know whatever that means.
You think there's gonna be like a recurring season to season thing, but then he immediately goes to
Yeah,
do something about it.
he walks into Clancy Brown's office and
We don't see what happens. He makes some sort of ultimatum. Marie then storms in to confront Clancy Brown, and Clancy
Yeah.
Brown is ashes.
and
Golden Boy is
yeah,
nude.
and he's like, "Yeah, hey, listen, you don't know the situation." She's like, "Yeah, totally, that's right, you're right." And
She's like, I'm just gonna walk out. This will be our little secret. He's like, nah.
Yeah,
Like,
hey, listen,
I gotta
sorry,
kill you.
I gotta kill you. Yeah, them's the rules. Although Mary's cool like that, I feel like he probably could have just kept it a secret between the two of them.
I think he would have.
You think she's a snitch?
I mean,
I mean, honestly, I don't know
Yeah,
why
she has no
would
reason
tattle.
to. He just took care of something that she had a problem with, which was this guy.
yeah, but murder is bad. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, true.
Hot take.
She doesn't seem. She's not. She's really not particularly moral, though.
Yeah, I mean,
as we'll see.
and the way
Right.
she says that, like, it's their secret seems believable. But either way, he doesn't buy it. He's gonna kill her. So he gives chase, and
Yeah, we get this Terminator 2 moment.
Jordan shows up and it's like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" And he's like, "Yeah, this we're gonna have to listen. There's a problem."
Yeah, let's start punching.
And so they get into a fight. It's kind of cool. Jordan does punch him in the dick, and we see it. We see the flaming dick, the flaming hog. That was fun, I guess. I don't know. That was funny.
Swanson finds a great joy in seeing dicks.
Maybe one dick too many in this episode. You already did one gag with him. I don't know if we need two. But I guess when else were you going to be able to show it for Golden Boy? Yeah.
Yeah, because he dies.
So yeah, he. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
He knocks out Jordan, chases Marie into the courtyard. Andre talks him down while a bunch of people are filming.
Yeah, and
this.
Andre.
He realizes, he can't fix this, so he flies into the air and
He
explodes.
whispers something
himself.
to Andre and then flies in the air and explodes. Everyone gets covered in blood. Cue music. Yeah, it's a show that's... this is definitely a spinoff of The Boys, all right. It's The Boys. And yeah, that's pretty much the episode right there. Now, you guys have seen more, so what have been your thoughts of the show? No spoilies. What have been your thoughts of the show so far?
This is a good pilot.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it's pretty
sure.
good. I don't think this might be me projecting because I watched the pilot for The Boys like 4 years ago, but I don't know that the characters are as immediately alive in the way that they are on The Boys. But this is still very fun.
I think the cast is a lot larger than The Boys was.
Very
at
true.
least pilot-wise. Because the 7 was in that pilot were in the background a lot more.
But I thought this was fun.
Yeah, it's a really good pilot. As far as my opinions on the rest of the show, I enjoyed it, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. So, anyways,
it kind of started like, I don't know, losing me a little bit. I don't know why.
so that's a tune in on The Boys.
Was it the dick
Ignore what Keo
explosion?
just said.
I guess that was kind of off-putting. So let me go and explain that because it's really just kind of a gag almost.
Like most things.
It literally is just
when people
What would
explode
you say
in the
would be
show
worst for you, Keo? A dick explosion. Not like personally. I just mean in terms of watching something on TV. A dick explosion or a son coming into their father's house and being shot by the father.
Oh,
Which
that
one
would
would you
suck.
say is more off-putting for you?
Probably the father-son tragedy that I had to endure.
Well, he did live.
Okay, so you will be watching this. You will be watching more of Gen V is what I'm getting. Because it hasn't reached father-son tragedy levels yet.
No, Keo's gonna go watch
Yeah.
Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
I'll probably watch more of it, but yeah, it's just like I don't know, it was a little off-putting, honestly.
That's a tune in for me.
Okay. Yeah, I like this pilot. I have not watched more of it yet, but it definitely has elements that make me want to continue watching, and I'm hoping that it'll find ways to develop the characters and make them interesting and fun. So we'll see.
So I'm gonna finish the episode 4, but I'm not going to watch episode 5.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to do
Keel
true
classic.
Barry fashion, you should watch up to episode 5 and then just leave the last 3 and never watch them.
We'll see.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
is-
I'll no, I should watch every episode but the last
Yeah,
one.
that's good. But yeah, that's a tune-in for me.
Yeah, it's a tune in, I guess.
That's a tune in on Gen V, officially sponsored by the Crackle Bar.
That's right. That's
Crackle.
a tune-in on Gen V. And, hey, why don't you go bite into a crackle?
Enjoy that rice waspy taste.
Waspy.
Waspy?
It's
Why-
white
wait
Anglo
I don't
Saxon Protestant. Is that what that says?
know. Angelo?
Anglo-Saxon
Anglo.
Protestant.
Like the musician?
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, sure, why not?
Anyway, it's got a waspy flavor. It'll make you want to buy a house in Middle America.
And if you're Kirby, it will restore your health bar to a certain extent.
Oh, good to know. Anyway, that'll about do it for this week's episode of the show. We'll be back next week with more TV goodness. Until then, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
Hi!
It's over.
Hey folks, it's time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know that Stairmaster's power is to throw a frisbee?
They're chakram cutters. I absorbed the boomerang guy.